From the banks of the Ohio River, there's a look at what's now known as Paycor Stadium here in Cincinnati. Today, we've got a matchup here in pivotal Week 7 between the Cleveland Browns and the Cincinnati Bengals. Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
Gun. Start. 180.
Check tight. Tight dog.
Start.
Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. That's a start they can live with. 15 yards on their first play from scrimmage.
That's pretty much meat and potatoes right there, wasn't it? Just go right at them and let your big horse charge up the middle. Not too fancy there, was it?
Nothing fancy at all, challenging that defense. And on that go-around, the offense won the challenge. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. Jonathan Hankins in on the stop. The Bengals did a very solid 4-1 here in the early part of the year. And they come in with fresh legs. They got the extra time off thanks to an early season open week.
And usually your hope is that your open week comes a little bit later in the year. But when you get a chance to get your fresh legs back, you have to take that time and run with it. And that's what they're trying to get done here.
That good for 21 yards on the catch and run. So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now, down at the 33. Sliding out of the pocket. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
Against a team coming off a win just as your team did the previous week, you talk about being physical all game long. Sometimes being physical is just being on the spot and helping force the incompletion.
And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. To the air again, Burrow. And the catch made. It's Tyler Boyd. And they're going to have another 1st down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 21. The Bengals passing game finding a rhythm. They've got another 1st. Mixon with a 1st down carry. And they're knocking on the door now as a good run there. Going to take this to about the 10-yard line. That's a 12-yard gain now on back-to-back plays. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like...
Touchdown! Joe Mixon, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Bengals will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. Evan McPherson for the extra point. And he's got it to make it 7-0 Bengals. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20.
Ready. Lady. Alert.
Bandit. Switch.
They start on the ground with Nick Chubb, and he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4. They'll come up 2nd and 6 now from the 24. And again, it's Chubb. And he'll manage only a couple here up to the 25. Well, this defense very strong in that victory from a week ago.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
And he's going to have a Browns first down as he'll take this up to about the 33-yard line. In motion left is Beckham.
Switch gears.
On first down, they'll run with Chubb. And he'll be taken down right around the 34 after a pickup of only a yard.
Oh, there's plenty of traffic waiting for him up the middle. But give him credit, he tried barreling through anyway. They're fortunate to get a yard out of that one.
57. Mike, 57.
They'll send a receiver in motion left. On 2nd and 9, Stafford. And there is Amari Cooper, his first catch. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. A good pickup there for the Browns, 15 yards. So their defense gave up the opening drive touchdown, and now, Charles, they're going to look to work this ball down the field and get the equalizer.
Yeah, there's got to be a little bit of balance in how you're thinking and how you're approaching this game, because the way things go in the NFL today, that opening touchdown often changes your strategy. You feel like you have to match everything right here, right now. But I like the way they're being methodical.
And all the way in, touchdown, Cleveland. Nick Chubb hitting double digits with his 10th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Browns respond to that opening drive touchdown with one of their own. And he missed it. No good. And they'll remain down by a point. So we're back to a one-point game now as the kickoff comes. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Bengals drive about to get going. And they were winners the last time they took the field, which was 2 weeks ago. They had the open week last week, so this is a squad that should be really refreshed and ready. And that's caught inside the 30. Touchdown, Bengals. Jamar Chase, 75 yards. And the Bengals are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Boy, Charles, this offense is just so explosive. They lead the league in scoring. And another example of just how good they are right there on that play.
Yeah, we often overstate about how explosive teams are, but this team is truly a threat to score on every snap, especially on the first few plays of any series. And a big strike like that only adds to their reputation as the league's best offense.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. The Browns drive about to get started. And they are trying to create some separation within the division. And look, CD, I know that this is still the first half of the season, but this is a big matchup no matter where it falls, because these are the top 2 teams right now in that division.
And if you can build a bit of a cushion as you head towards the second part of the season, that allows you to survive the expected injuries, potential upset losses, all of those things, and still be in good shape.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They run it again with Chubb. And he's got room. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. 108 yards rushing now for the NFL leader coming into this ball game. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Miles Sanders, first carry of the game. And he'll get this just inside the 30-yard line. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. We are in for a good one as we're through one on EA Sports.
Hey, 22.
Check.
They go with Chubb on 2nd down. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. They go up the middle with Chubb. Brought down at the 20.
Sometimes you're aligned perfectly and the play comes to you, and sometimes you got to cover some ground to go make the play, as we just saw there.
We saw a great example of perseverance right there on that play.
Got to be careful. They might want to throw one over his head as this game progresses.
Second and 8 coming up.
57's the mic. It's our field. It's our field. Hey, it's our house. Under crunch.
And Chubb will try the middle here. And just a couple yards there down to the 17.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
And on 3rd and 5, this will be the 8th play of the drive.
57's the mic. Watch 57.
Here's Stafford. Quick slant complete to OBJ. Touchdown, Browns. Odell Beckham, his first touchdown on the year. And the Browns are back within a score. And on that one, able to catch it, also able to have the wherewithal to take it in for the score.
And how about the phases of a successful catch and a completion of a play? Look the ball in, secure the catch, and then, of course, the run after the catch that ends up in the end zone.
And, oh, it's no good. For the 2nd time now in this first half, he's missed an extra point. So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Here's Burrow. This goes out wide for Mixon. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
On 2nd down, here's Mixon. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a 1st down, keep the sticks moving.
So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 47. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. Forced out to his left. And Burrow going to slide to the ground as he does pick up the 1st down. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
Certainly not the way they drew it up in the playbook, but that's why they love this guy back there. He sees things breaking down, and he's more than capable of finding an escape route and still getting a decent gain.
16. Go.
Here we go. 180.
Burrow going to give this to Mixon. And an excellent job of finding the opening as he's got this now all the way down to the 22. 52 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times.
Can. Side.
Mike 16, Mike 16.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football.
Good work, boys. Let's go. On one, ready?
It's coming. Check Mike.
12.
Watch the backer. Watch.
Back to Mixon on first down.
Run.
No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, second and 10.
11 MT tape.
And now they will throw it with Burrow. Buying time to his left. That's going to be caught. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. That puts him in excellent position, first and goal after a gain of 19.
That's a big league job there of getting out of the pocket, not panicking, and just buying himself some time. Then he made a good, accurate throw to set up first and goal.
They scored touchdowns on drives 1 and 2, and now they're trying to make it a perfect 3 for 3 to start. They'll give it to Mixon, and he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be second and goal. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half. Two of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on second and goal. Another try for Mixon, and he is in. Touchdown, Bengals. Joe Mixon with his second TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Bengals will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Fielded right around the 8. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. The Browns drive about to get started. And the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Let's get some penetration here. Let's get some
Hey, 50.
Hey, check Mike 57. Mike 57.
Stafford.
Get in the weight room.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Daxton Hill picks it off. Well, Charles, you were so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though, might have been better to hand it off a few times, hoping to get something to break instead of putting the ball in the air and, of course, putting the ball in jeopardy.
Here we go. 180.
Right here. Tight left, tight left.
Hey, we got three.
On 1st and 10, Joe Burrow. Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete. They're going for a receiver there. Already has one touchdown in this first half. A second one not to be.
I like where their headspace is, though. I mean, I really like the thought process, right? You got a guy who's already scored one, right? You want to go back to him, continue the hot hand, and make them adjust to you defensively. I like what they were trying to get done, even though they weren't successful.
So we've reached the intermission in what right now is a 13-point game. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. The Browns going to see the football first, but they trail here as we resume play on EA Sports. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Browns drive about to get started. Well, the first half, they struggled a little bit to keep pace offensively, CD, down 2 scores here. So how do they make some changes coming out of the locker room?
Well, they've studied what they did in the first half. They've seen what the defense has thrown at them. Now they want to have a plan of attack against it. So you come out, you're not going to get all the points back on one drive, but get started on it. Start chopping into that lead, and maybe it'll inspire your defense to help out as well.
And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line.
57's Mike. Mike 57. Here we go, G. Check nickel.
Check 31, check 31.
Up the middle, it's Chubb. And he's got some space here. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 151 yards rushing for him here as he starts to draw closer to a 1,000-yard campaign. So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 46.
Lucky. Safe.
Sanders here as they run out of the gun. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Cut his left. 4 down.
2nd down, back to Sanders. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
57's the Mike. Watch 57.
Don't get nervous.
22.
57's the Mike. 57's the Mike.
Bound to lose one.
Stafford. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
There is something to a game plan with trying to keep a defense honest. With a guy with that type of speed, you do so. Send him deep. Try and throw some air under it and hope you connect downfield. On that play, they were unsuccessful.
Right there in the middle. 55. 6 man. Check curls. White.
Tried the hard count, but to no avail.
trying to do anything to get them to jump off sides and pick up a first down easily. Instead, it goes against them.
Ready? Yellow 20! I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. Switch, switch, switch.
Here we go on fourth. Stafford. Got an open man. That's David Njoku, the tight end. And he's going to pick up the Browns' first down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive.
180. You go night-night. Time to go night-night.
Watch the edge.
Hey, 54. 50.
Now a play fake it at Stafford. Quick throw, and he's got Amari Cooper. Down inside the 10, and he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. A big play there on the catch and run. 31 yards.
This is what made the West Coast offense a staple around the NFL in the 80s and 90s. You don't have to push the ball deep downfield to come up with big plays, and there's an example of that right there.
First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game.
Check three.
They'll run with Chubb. And he gets halfway there from the 4 to the 2 on a gain of 2. 2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on second and goal. Chubb again, but he will lose yardage here. Back to the 4-yard line. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a third down.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
Line of scrimmage at the 4. Here's third and goal.
Let's make these babies cry all the way back home, y'all. Let's make these babies cry all the way back home.
Hey, middle. 57. Mike, 57.
In your face.
57's the Mike.
Throwing is Stafford. And down he goes. Pressure gets him back at the 14. That will bring up fourth down and an 11-yard loss to boot.
That's quite a stand there defensively. A huge sack on third down, and that's going to force him into a field goal attempt.
York able to send this one through, and that gets them back within 10. So they were facing the deficit coming out of the locker room at intermission, and at least they're able to get the field goal to cut into that deficit.
Yeah, now your offense feels pretty good about itself, right? A little bit more up to speed coming out of the break. You turn to your defense now and say, hey, we got 3 there. We're chipping into the lead. Can you help us out? Hold them. Let's get the ball back for us.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Bengals drive about to get going.
180. 180.
Now Burrow on first down. This is caught. It's Boyd. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. Give him 30 yards there.
I don't care what level of football you played. This one was a universal, wasn't it? When we were kids and we played touch football, remember we get in these positions and you just say, everybody go along and hope someone would come free.
So the big play moves them all the way across midfield. It's first and 10 from the 45. They go play action with Burrow. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete.
Certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
So second and 10, third quarter. Thanks for tagging along with us here from the Queen City of Cincinnati. And now a timeout called defensively by the Browns. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter.
Here we go.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
Check 50.
And they go play action now. Burrow. They'll roll him out right. A quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
I think he's as fine with that incompletion as a quarterback can be, in all honesty. He avoided his first sack of the game, and he did have a chance of connecting for yardage, just unable to on that throw.
So now 3rd and 10. A big play to start the drive, but nothing since. Throwing again, it's Burrow. And the Browns' pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. Baron Browning drops him for a loss of 10, and it's going to be 4th and long. The Bengals bring out their punter now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd. And a nice special teams job here. This is going to be down inside the 10 at the 7-yard line. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Browns drive about to get started. Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news. But this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner. They'll fake it. Now Stafford. Throw left side, caught by the tight end, Njoku. And they'll get him down up past the 15, just shy of the 20. They'll fake the give. Now Stafford. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Fortunate to get that football back, because trailing here in the second half, last thing they needed was to lose the possession.
And the word I think of here is opportunity, because it could have been lost there, their chance to score points. But the opportunity for the defense was to go ahead and really close this game down if they were able to get possession.
Watch safety creep. Watch safety creeping. Safety's creeping.
Out. Double right.
Hatch it.
Off of play action. Here's Stafford. This is the tight end, Njoku. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
57. Mike. 21. Hey, watch delay. 59. Check. Crunch.
Play action. Stafford. And this is taking him one-handed. What a catch. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. Second and 11.
You must be getting tired of seeing me.
Now with the play clock down to 2, we're going to get a timeout here. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this 4th quarter.
He goes, set, the lady.
57's a Mike. So we got man.
Hey, check Mike 57. Mike 57.
Let's go.
Hey.
I got it.
Mike's
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Stafford, he's going to launch this thing way downfield. He rifles one that's intercepted. Chidobe Awuzie with a pick. And the Bengals are going to take possession of the football. And that pretty much has been the storyline, Charles. This defense, they seem to be one step ahead from the start of the game until now.
And you identified it perfectly, and we can see the frustration that's settling in now. And it's probably been there for a long time, but now it's evident because you can see it in their faces, you can see it in their body language, maybe even a little bit in that play call that ended up maybe closing them out.
Mixing up the middle, and he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
His second catch, and this one not nearly as electrifying as his first, and it'll bring up 3rd down now.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
31.
Burrow will throw. He's going to air one out. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Jamar Chase with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Bengals are looking to run it to 5-1 on the season as they add to their 4th quarter lead. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Browns drive about to get started. Their mini 2-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat. A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
Big 20. Here I come again. Here I come again. Here I come again. 57's the mic. 57's the mic.
To throw again on 2nd down. Stafford. That's into the hands of Donovan Peoples-Jones. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Stafford now to throw. And bringing it in right side here, Beckham. Down the sideline he goes. Touchdown. Odell Beckham. 44 yards. And the Browns have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. So a little bit of a letdown there defensively. I mean, look, you're still 2 scores to the good, CD, but things may be a little more uncomfortable than they had hoped.
Yeah, if you'd kept them out of the end zone there, this game's over. You've locked the door on them. Instead, it's still open a little bit, and they've got a puncher's chance.
Now the Browns offense will stay on the field as they'll go for 2 here. That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit. Now Stafford will come up, try to get his guys a 2-point conversion.
Danny. Hey, check Mike 57. Mike 57. We got it. Let's go.
And he's got it. So they decide to still go for it even after the 5-yard penalty, and they convert. So the lead is now dwindled to 9 as the kick here is away. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20.
On 2, ready?
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. The offense running out, and they are charged up, ready to go after reaching the end zone on their last drive.
And normally I'd warn against getting complacent just because they scored the last time out. But I don't think there's any worries with this group right now. This is a hungry group, and they want to keep building off of their last drive. Now they just want the officials to hurry up and place the ball so they can snap it and get back to work.
They try to eat some clock with Mixon. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5.
And this is an absolutely big third down that's been set up here, partner, and there's no other way to put it. The defense has to get a stop here if they have any hopes of winning this game.
Pastor, you said big third down. I'd put the word big in capital letters here.
Check 6 guy.
Now Burrow. Open receiver, that's Hayden Hurst, the tight end. And he is going to have a Bengals first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
On one, ready?
You don't want none of this.
Give me it. Pick up the ball.
11 MT, 11 MT.
Throwing now is Joe Burrow. Dumps it off to Mixon. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and it's second down.
Now that's the type of play that gives you a chance to win. Nothing forced downfield where you don't have a guy open. Swing it out to the back, on maybe even check it down, whatever you want to call it. Gain of 5. You're just trying to get 4 on first down. They're ahead of the chains now.
2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead them to third down.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature at the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
Jam him. Jam.
They give to Mixon to try to pick it up, and able to pick up the first across midfield to the 47. The Browns will quickly use their third and final timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game.
1-1, ready?
I can't believe they let you play. I can't believe they even let you play.
That one looks like he'll throw here. The pass to Boyd, and he brings it in on the crossing route. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line.
Here we go.
Here we go with Burrow. That's caught over the middle by Hurst. And he's brought down here just outside of the 20. If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up second down. They go back to the ground now with Mixon. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. So this one in the win.